Today, we are diving into the story of a magnificent pink topaz demi-parure, one of the most exquisite pieces in the Swedish royal collection. Queen Silvia often wears this set at significant events, and it's impossible not to marvel at how her presence comes alive with the rare pink stones sparkling in the light. Pink topaz is an exceptional rarity. Its color is incredibly uncommon in nature, which is why such stones are so highly valued. And since November is the month of topaz, what could be more fitting than to tell the story of a parure adorned with this stunning gemstone? But did you know that this parure has Russian roots? In this video, we'll trace the journey of this jewel, beginning in Imperial Russia and ending in its current home in Sweden. The piece has passed through several royal households and centuries, carrying with it a rich history of alliances and dynastic connections. Keep watching to discover how this treasure found its way to Sweden and became one of Queen Silvia's favorite adornments. Before we begin, please support my channel by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. Let's embark on an enchanting journey back to Imperial Russia in the early 19th century. Our story centers on Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna, granddaughter of Catherine the Great and daughter of Emperor Paul I and Empress Maria Feodorovna. Her life was filled with influence and sophistication, and her destiny intertwined with the cultural milestones of her era. In 1804, she married Grand Duke Karl Friedrich of Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach, forging a bridge between Russia and Europe that enriched both cultures. Thanks to her, Weimar transformed into a hub of European art, attracting great minds like Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Maria Pavlovna was a true cultural leader, supporting the arts, music, and education. She established numerous charitable and educational institutions, leaving a deep legacy across Europe. It is she who owned the breathtaking pink topaz demi-parure, a masterpiece of jewelry craftsmanship. But here we encounter an intriguing mystery about the origins of this pink topaz demi-parure. In a documentary, Queen Silvia of Sweden mentioned that the set was created in St. Petersburg and gifted by Tsar Paul I to his daughter, Maria Pavlovna. However, she did not specify the occasion for this precious gift. Some sources suggest that it was a wedding gift. At first glance, this version seems plausible, as such gifts were often presented as part of a dowry or as a symbol of a new union. But if we look closely at the dates, a discrepancy arises. Emperor Paul I was assassinated in March 1801, while Maria Pavlovna's marriage to Karl Friedrich took place in 1804, at which time her brother, Alexander I, was already the emperor. This raises doubts about the idea that the parure was a wedding gift from Paul I. There is also a theory that the pink topaz set was given to Maria Pavlovna by her mother, Empress Maria Feodorovna, in honor of the birth of her daughter, Augusta, in 1811. This version seems more chronologically accurate and fitting for such a significant event in Maria Pavlovna's life. The set, which includes a stunning necklace, 2 brooches, and detachable pendants that can be worn as earrings, embodies both elegance and versatility, an ideal gift for a Grand Duchess. But another mystery lies in the origin of the stones. Some sources claim that the pink topazes are from the Ural Mountains, as Russian jewelers at the time frequently used local gemstones for imperial court jewelry. The Ural and Siberian regions were famous for their rich deposits of precious stones, and it would be logical to assume that these topazes were sourced from there. This version aligns beautifully with Russian jewelry traditions and highlights the skill of its craftsmen. However, upon closer examination, it is possible that these topazes have a Brazilian origin. From what I've discovered, Ural deposits of pink topaz had not yet been found in the early 19th century, whereas Brazil was already known for its rich deposits of these rare crystals, renowned for their quality and color saturation. It is likely that these stones were imported to Russia and used to create this exquisite piece, becoming part of Maria Pavlovna's family legacy. Therefore, the most likely scenario is that these are Brazilian pink topazes, rare, high quality, and incredibly beautiful. Regardless of their origin, the parure remains a masterpiece, capturing the spirit of its era and symbolizing the connections between the great European houses. After the death of Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna in 1859, her magnificent pink topaz demi-parure continued its journey, passing to her daughter, Princess Augusta of Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach. Like her mother, Augusta was a remarkable figure whose life intertwined with significant events and transformations in European history. In 1829, she married Prince Wilhelm of Prussia, who later became the first emperor of a unified Germany, Wilhelm I. Augusta's role extended far beyond that of a consort. She emerged as a significant social and political figure, making an enormous impact on Prussian cultural and social life. Her name is associated with numerous charitable projects, as well as reforms in healthcare and education. Notably, she was an advocate for women's rights and education, working tirelessly to improve the status of women in society. When she became the first Empress of Germany in 1871, she embodied the ideal of a royal woman in power, combining nobility with dedication to her responsibilities. However, Augusta's personal life was far from idyllic. Her marriage to Wilhelm, which lasted nearly 50 years, was not a happy one. Their union, largely formed for political reasons, could not overcome the differences in their personalities and viewpoints, leading to tension and discord in their personal lives. Despite these challenges, they raised 2 children: Friedrich, who married Princess Victoria, known as Vicky, the daughter of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, and Louise, who married Grand Duke Friedrich of Baden in 1856. Augusta remained true to her roots and family heritage, keeping the pink topaz demi-parure with her until her death in 1890. Before her passing, she bequeathed this exquisite set to her daughter, Grand Duchess Louise of Baden, continuing the tradition of passing the jewel from mother to daughter, thereby preserving its historical continuity and the bond between generations. Louise, like her mother Augusta, was deeply engaged in charitable work and public service, continuing the legacy of her family. She established numerous schools and hospitals, significantly improving life in the Grand Duchy of Baden. When the pink topaz demi-parure passed into her possession, it marked an important chapter in its history. The jewel, having already been in the hands of several generations, found a new home in Baden. There, it continued to preserve the memories of its previous owners and their significant alliances, linking the histories of great European dynasties. Becoming part of Louise's family heritage, the parure gained a new life, and its story intertwined once again with royalty when it was passed down to her only daughter, Victoria. Victoria, upon marrying the Crown Prince of Sweden, who would later become King Gustav V, brought the parure into the Swedish royal family. This was a key moment, as the pink topazes, which had begun their journey in Russia and passed through German courts, found their new home in the Swedish royal palace. The piece, now in Sweden, became an integral part of the Bernadotte collection, continuing to serve as a link between generations and European royal houses. Although there are numerous portraits of Queen Victoria in Bernadotte family attire, no images of her wearing the pink topaz parure have been found. One reason could be that Victoria inherited the set later in life. Her mother, Grand Duchess Louise, passed away in 1923, when Victoria was already in her 60s. By that time, Victoria had gradually withdrawn from active royal life and was spending more time in Italy, where she lived for health reasons in a warmer climate. Victoria preferred a more reserved and refined style that suited her new circumstances. It's possible that she felt the opulent pink topaz demi-parure, with its brilliance and grandeur, was not suitable for her current lifestyle and age. However, despite not wearing the parure, Victoria played a crucial role in preserving it. Recognizing its historical and cultural significance, she chose to place the set in a special jewelry foundation created to safeguard the most important treasures of the Swedish royal house. Thanks to her foresight, the jewel was not just private property, but became a national treasure, ensuring it remained within the Swedish royal family for future generations. After Queen Victoria of Baden placed the pink topaz demi-parure in the Royal Jewelry Foundation, the piece found new life in the hands of her successors. The first to wear this magnificent work of art after Victoria was her daughter-in-law, Queen Louise, wife of King Gustav VI Adolf. Born Lady Louise Mountbatten, she was closely connected to the British royal family and had a deep understanding of royal traditions and jewels. She wore the parure with grace and dignity, reviving its popularity and bringing it back into the spotlight. One of the most significant occasions when Louise showcased the demi-parure was at the coronation of her cousin, King George VI, in 1937. At that time, she was still the crown princess and represented the Swedish royal family at this historic ceremony. The pink topaz demi-parure was also worn by her daughter-in-law, Princess Sibylla, and later by her daughter, Princess Christina, particularly during the periods when they served as Sweden's first ladies in the absence of a reigning queen. Princess Christina even wore the parure at the 2006 Nobel Prize ceremony. In the modern era, the pink topaz demi-parure continues to hold a prominent place in the Swedish royal collection, and since 1976, it has been primarily worn by Queen Silvia. From the very beginning of her role within the royal family, Queen Silvia's appearances in these jewels have symbolized continuity and respect for historical treasures. Shortly after her marriage to King Carl XVI Gustaf in 1976, Silvia chose the demi-parure for her first official portrait, emphasizing her connection to the traditions and heritage of the Swedish monarchy. Queen Silvia has a remarkable talent for blending historical jewels with contemporary fashion, giving them renewed elegance and relevance. Thanks to her, the pink topaz demi-parure has become one of the most recognizable royal jewels, frequently worn at significant events. Among these are the annual Nobel Prize ceremonies, which draw the world's elite, where the parure shines in the camera flashes, embodying royal elegance and timeless beauty. Other notable occasions where Queen Silvia has dazzled in this parure include the wedding of her eldest daughter, Crown Princess Victoria, in 2010, a major event not only for the Swedish royal family, but for European royalty as a whole. Interestingly, the parure is not only reserved for Queen Silvia, it remains a treasured piece within the wardrobes of other members of the royal family, demonstrating its significance and ongoing relevance. In 2023, the earrings from the set were worn by Princess Madeleine at King Carl XVI Gustaf's Jubilee banquet. This moment highlighted how the jewel continues its journey through generations, remaining a cherished part of the family's tradition. Thank you for watching this video and joining me in exploring the fascinating story of the pink topaz demi-parure. What do you think of the set itself? Do you like how Queen Silvia wears it at official events? And which member of the royal family would you like to see wearing it in the future? Crown Princess Victoria, Princess Madeleine, or perhaps another royal lady? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. There are many more stories of royal jewels and their secrets ahead. See you next time.